Sounds good.
Yeah, the Red Bull. Those guys are fucking nuts.
All right, we're going live here, guys.
They're just absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if it's bike riding anymore.
No, those guys are they're definitely on a different level. To be honest, it's just kind of insane.
It's like motocross. It's a lot of motocross.
Yeah.
Supercross.
I always just like when I really cringe is when they crash and those bikes fall like another 100 feet, just like tumbling. But then what blows my mind is like sometimes they pick them back up and they don't even check them. They just like hop back on and then send another like 50-foot gap. I'm like, if I just barely crash on my bike, I'm like looking it over completely to make sure that it's not.
They don't even have to worry about that because it's like,
Yeah, but to get on it and ride back down the hill to do another jump, what if it cracks while you're landing on the next jump?
Yeah, I don't think anybody has any idea what we're talking about. So let's kick it out. Welcome everybody back to the Mixed Surfaces podcast. Stepping in for Aria before we went down a rabbit hole, but hope everyone had a good week. I think the weather's been nice pretty much everywhere in the country except maybe like Minnesota and parts of Iowa. But we got a lot of fun things to talk about today. As always, drop your comments, questions, concerns, criticism for Jason in the chat, and we'll get started. What were we just talking about, y'all? We were talking about Red Bull Rampage.
Red Bull Rampage.
Yeah, man. Yeah. For a bunch of gravel bikers that ride straight, and hardly make any turns, it's hard to really comment on
Red Bull complete insanity. Yeah.
So
I have the most experience at jumping here, and I think those guys are fucking nuts.
Seriously.
Well, so I was thinking it's not even like jumping anymore. Like it's more like falling with style and then surviving. It's like Buzz Lightyear. Like they're just throwing themselves down the mountain. But I don't know. I think there was like I saw more I thought it was really cool. I didn't watch all of Rampage. I just like saw some things on Instagram and whatnot. But I did see a little bit more negativity around the race, primarily concerning safety. And then some of like the environmental impacts. I don't know if you guys read any of those articles or saw any of the chatter around that, but the safety side of things, well, those two guys that crashed, I don't know how they're still living.
Well, there was I think one of the ladies crashed too, like in practice.
I think she did too. Yeah. I mean, I think people are just getting crazy. Aria, do you have the ability to pull those crashes up? I don't know if people have seen those. Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I think it's wild that people do that. I mean, because look at that.
Yeah.
Like that is not fun.
Just a little short there. Just a little short.
With the front flip with all the like momentum.
Yeah. Should have had a little bit more momentum.
There was a second one too, right?
Yeah, the second one I thought was maybe worse. I actually thought that guy had died. But that's a freaky. I saw that guy didn't he get up and walk away from that one? Oh, I didn't see that one.
Oh,
the other guy did no, not that one.
Yeah.
Either way, these are just the routine crashes.
What's crazy is they're dropping into this stuff and you can't see in the shadows. Like,
it's wild. What's up, Egan? Yeah, like the hat. Shout out to World of Bikes.
Yeah, Ryan. Thanks
for a new
hat. Thanks for the hat, buddy.
Check that out.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Thanks for the hat.
That's the one. That's the one where I thought the guy died. I don't know if you can rewind
because
back
he
to that.
looked like he was just like still, right? Like,
just
I mean,
casual.
all that momentum, poof! Like I thought his neck came off his body, like his head.
Yeah,
it was insane.
I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he is dead. Maybe they're all robots. But Red Bull Rampage. If you guys want to see what can be done on a bike, I guess that's the extreme of it. But what doesn't make sense to me is like I don't know the names of any of those guys. Like,
I mean,
it's just like you put yourself at that much risk for.
I think the top 5 guys are all named Thomas.
Thomas
or Tom.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think.
Do we think Tom Pidcock could do Red Bull Rampage?
No.
You don't think so?
No. I mean, like these guys that do Rampage, their build is not the typical needles. Like, can you imagine Chris Froome falling here?
Well, yeah, Chris Froome, he can't ride a bike anyways, but
it's a lot of upper body.
Okay, better question then. Who in the Lifetime Grand Prix, if anyone, could get down the Rampage course?
Maybe
crashing?
Cam Jones.
Oh,
Maybe Cam Jones might be the only one that might have the kahunas to pull it off.
I don't think so. I don't think any of them.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think any of them are doing it.
I think Cam Jones can do anything at this point. He is like Superman.
Maybe Hannah Otto.
Yeah. Well, that's a good transition. Cam Jones, winner of the Lifetime Grand Prix.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Overall.
Dude, I called it.
Did you call the short course getting shortened? And
no, I did not call it. I honestly didn't think that they'll, because I look when we talked when we were texting during the week, and obviously you mentioned the weather. I looked and it looks like the storms were gonna roll in like at 4:30. I'm like, oh, silent. They won't, shorten the course, but I didn't think about the amateurs. Like those guys will still be out there if there were tornadoes happening. So I didn't expect that at all, for sure.
Yeah, I thought the whole weather thing was funny. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's been, I think about Mid-South and what's that?
It brings back that conversation we had a couple weeks or months ago about shortening the course, and I don't think they should have canceled. I don't think
okay, so this is different though, because there was like a significant tornado risk, or maybe not significant, but there was one. And like for me, if it's a gravel race, if I'm a promoter and I've got, how many people show up to these races? Like 2,000?
So this was about 1,000.
1,000. But like 1,000 people strung out there, and a tornado comes through. Like,
did they shorten everybody's race?
Yeah, they shortened
everybody do the 50 or
yeah.
There's a 25 miles, so those 25 miles were on the course when Matt Beers was freaking steamrolling through into downtown.
That's typical though. I mean, like every other Lifetime Grand Prix race, you're like almost hitting people all the time anyways. So but yeah, I did think it was funny. Like I read some of the statements that like Lifetime put out where they were like, we're gonna shorten the course because we think it'll be okay. But if you see bad weather, just take shelter and don't ride. And I'm thinking to myself, like, that's a kind of dismissive way to look at things. Like, I mean, these are rural events. Like, you could be out in a place where there's not a house for, 2 miles.
Yeah, and I think they should be required to pull the trigger on when they're going to cancel a race or shorten a race.
Well, that was the other thing too.
You think they let that go up to the starting point where they decide that, or I think
they did. So
half an hour.
They put out a post the night before that said, "Hey, we're going to monitor the weather. We'll make a call." I think they said it by 6:30,
and they didn't make it.
And then they didn't make it until like 7:15. Like Keegan, I was listening to Alexi and Vermeulen and Keegan have their podcast, The Cool Down. It's pretty cool.
You can't promote other podcasts here.
If they're better than us, I'm going to promote them. So
I just saw them talking. Somewhere.
But Keegan said he didn't know it was a 50-mile race until like 15 minutes before the start.
Yeah.
So, but I do think I do think it made a huge difference in how the Grand Prix shook out on the men's side. On the women's side, I think actually let's talk about the women for a second, because that was a fun race to watch actually for 50 miles.
Sofia took it all again.
She took it all again, won the race in style, but the chase from behind was pretty fun to watch.
Melissa, right?
Yeah.
That lady is gonna be a force, like, because she's still pretty young, right? How old is she? Like 20-some, 22, 23?
Yeah, she's real young, I think.
Because I think she's coming for Sofia. I think she just needs a little bit more endurance, but I think
the women's field in general, like if you look at the past few years, has the depth of the field has just grown and grown and grown. You know, where there at first it was, you know, one to five people that really could challenge each other. And now I think you have a solid depth of 20 to 25 riders that truly can battle it out and makes riders like Sofia a little less potent.
Yeah. It's getting better for sure on the women's side. Actually, on the men's side too, with the the internationals, you got some Cam Newton and
Cam Newton.
I'm thinking about NFL. Cam Jones, and some more below.
This is a cycling podcast. We don't talk about popular sports. What are you doing right now?
You know, speaking of which, I just spent the afternoon with none other than former San Diego kicker filming Ned Keating.
Wow, doing what? Was he ride bikes?
Who is this?
Ned Keating. He's he played at Iowa and then he went on to the NFL and he kicked for San Diego for 9 seasons.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but he rides bikes.
Yeah, I bet he's strong.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's freaking legs that are.
Yeah,
making.
yeah.
We're shooting a video for Iowa City and so on, and the local businesses here and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. But let's go back to what we were talking about. This isn't all about you. This is about the Lifetime Grand Prix.
Hey.
No, but so
we're going to be talking about football next week, I guess. Huh?
Well, not Iowa football.
The playoffs are the playoffs started yet? Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought the shortening it to 50 miles, like I don't know what they can do about that because it is the race is the race, but that just changes the dynamic because like a rider like Matt, like Beers was like, okay, I'm just going to go out and crush it. And I think there was a lot of negative racing that happened behind it because people were trying to protect their spots. Like, 1, 2, and 3 we're looking at each other. 5 and 6 were looking at each other. And so that's why I think that's the only reason. I know Matt Beers is like a Clydesdale and can ride forever, but I think that those guys were just looking at each other. And when they realized there's a chance that it could be a sprint, like no one could really do anything about it at that point, and it was just a sprint. I mean,
yeah, because Keegan tried to turn the screws on some of those later climbs, but I mean, for 50 miles, every one of those guys can go with you.
Yeah. The other thing that they did mention, excuse me, which I thought was interesting, was the fact that teams came out to play a little bit. Where they talked about how the Trek guys were pulling for Toby, and you had Brennan, our homie Brennan was supposed to be pulling for Cam, but he flatted in the first 15 minutes.
Man, I was so disappointed when I saw that.
You know what I thought? I thought that's why you don't ride. What's the tire brand that he has?
Renee Hurst.
They just flat. They just flat and constant. I literally said that 3 podcasts ago. We get Brennan on and he's talking about how much he loves his Renee Hurst and he flats out.
Those are good tires though. I've never flatted on the Renee Hurst. And
I've never flatted on a Renee Hurst either.
Yeah.
Well, all I know, I wish I'd asked Brennan this on the podcast, but all I know is that if I'm a 200-pound 6'6" beast, I'm not going to be riding tires that are notorious for flatting ever. But then again, I'm not sponsored, so I don't really get to say much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was cool. And I think it's awesome that Keegan lost. I mean, it sucks for Keegan. I don't have anything against him.
It's good for the sport. It's good
for the sport. It's good for the sport.
Entertaining.
Yeah.
And like I said, I have nothing against Keegan winning, but if we were watching any sport, nobody wants to know that. If you know the outcome every time, you're like, why should I even watch?
Yeah, gravel's boring enough to watch on TV. It's if the same person wins over and over again, then it's not fun. I mean, honestly, Big Sugar was kind of boring for the men because no one wanted to chase those 3 guys, and they just worked hard together. So,
yeah, that was so annoying.
I was really impressed. I did watch them talking as well, and I just thought they were really, they took it well.
Yeah.
Well, of course they did.
I
They're
lost,
making so much money.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
some people get, kind of goofy. They did say that. Well, I don't know. Yeah. He got fourth, right, overall in the series.
He got fourth. I think it
Yeah.
was Cam, and then what was it? Toby second. I don't even remember now.
I can't remember. I
Oh,
know.
no, Simon Pelot. How dare I forget? Yeah, he's a beast. It's super cool to see him come over and do well.
But the points, I mean, they were all pretty close in points, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Keegan would have won if he had not gone for Marathon Worlds. Because that's just like a whole different training style. Like, I mean,
it was a longer race.
Yeah, you lose your explosivity there. And so I think he just didn't necessarily have that. And he's fine with it. Like, I mean, whatever. He's got a world championship jersey. That's sick. Did you guys see Dylan Johnson's race?
Oh, yeah, what happened to him? He
yeah. Let's see if we can find a video because that was freaking ridiculous,
Yeah, so for backgrounds, I'm sure most of the people here, if they listen to us, they definitely listen to Bomb Bros and those guys. But so Dylan Johnson last week he had been talking trash about how some riders had given wheels to Keegan and how he would never, he would never give a wheel to another competitor and never expect a competitor to give him a wheel. And then his wheel like exploded.
Yeah.
And I think he had to, whatever flatted, he put a tube in it, flatted again, maybe put another tube in it, flatted again, put grass in his wheel. He went the grass route. Then he rode on the rim until the rim basically just disintegrated. And then he walked for, I think 4 miles.
A good while.
And then got a wheel from somebody. So I don't know if Aria can pull it up or not, but he had a rough day. But he finished, I think he said he finished 3 hours behind the winner.
Were those Renee Hurst wheels?
No, he's got, I don't know what kind of wheels he rides. It's I've seen the brand, but I can't remember what it is. But he was riding the Conti Race King, so that scares me a little bit. Everybody's talked so many good things about the Race King, and then
I feel like they run such low pressures and stuff to try and get traction and trying to. I think that's part of it. They're like right on the verge of. I mean, they run such low pressures. They're running like 15, 20 psi sometimes.
Yeah,
they're crazy.
Oh, Dylan said at Little Sugar he ran 13-14.
Yeah,
on his mountain bike, 13-14 with inserts, but still.
Yeah, I've
never ridden in Bentonville. It sounds like it's pretty like concrete dirt with like pebbles on top of it.
It's sharp rocks.
So the gravel roads, that's probably the most dangerous course I've ever ridden. Not because it's technical, it's because of the downhills are so steep, but then it's more rock than dirt, pretty much. So you think about like riding on rock with dirt sprinkled in there. So
that's called gravel. That's gravel.
But, no. But like the general surface, like here in Iowa, you can actually, you could ride on a road where you could definitely see the thin dusting of limestone, whatever, right?
Mm.
But Bentonville is just like rock. Just a bit of dirt on top of that rock. So kind of like similar to sand on the side of a road in the beginning of spring here in Iowa, kind of that, but obviously sharp rocks. So
yeah,
it's just brutal. Didn't you go down to? You didn't do any of the Bentonville mountain biking? I thought you did.
I did.
No, I was supposed to do a trip down there, and then I don't know. We got pregnant and had a kid or something like that. Something.
I went down once, and I was wore and how sharp everything is, and I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, although the 4 people I went with, 2 of them had flats, one of them had multiple flats.
Yikes.
And I think And
What
I think,
tires were they running?
huh?
What tires were they running?
Oh, I forget what we were riding,
I
but
feel like if you flat that much, it's not the tires, it's your
I
like
think-
approach.
and this was my theory. I think they pressure because the sidewall rolled over, and then they the sidewall,
Okay, that makes sense.
and they were running low pressures. And I think I don't know. They were common tires. They weren't anything great.
Yeah.
I rode tan sidewalls. I think I rode those honchos, light and supple sidewalls, and I just had them pumped up. I had the pressure a little high. I didn't have a problem.
Yeah, like both times I've gone to Bentonville, I've used I had Terravel E-lines, tan sidewalls, and never had a problem. But again, also
what pressure? So do you run a lower pressure?
Not really.
He's like 30, 35.
Yeah, usually 24, 25.
Hey, this is a professional podcast. We tell people to stop.
Hey, people gotta get hold of me to, we gotta pay the bills.
Yeah.
So I think Dylan Johnson's got Nuke wheels.
Nuke. That's the brand.
Nuke,
Yeah. I think
Never
you're
heard
right.
of it.
Yeah.
Never heard of those.
So
yeah,
no, they're I don't know what brand they are. I've never heard of them either.
Yeah. Speaking of weird brands and weird things, Aria, I saw you did a big old Insta story first ride checkout of the checkout.
Yeah.
Now we're what, a week or more into the checkout?
Yeah,
right?
A little bit. We can some change. Yeah.
Have you gotten rowdy with it yet? Like taking it to Sugar Bottom or like even Woodpecker or anything like that?
Yeah, I took a Woodpecker that week. Man, I'm really happy with that bike. This is the first bike I've owned where I'm like I can legit wouldn't mind buying a second one to just have. Like that's how much I like that bike.
Dang, it's high.
You get a wall hanger, huh? You're gonna get one just to hang on the wall behind you there.
No, like I've owned multiple bikes, and it's a fun bike. The amount of things they let you do, it's pretty incredible.
Right,
and I
did
think
you go?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I think I can honestly that could be my primary bike, and I'll be very happy with it.
You hitting the drops at the flow trail yet?
No crazy drops, no, none of that.
We'll see you out at Red Bull, the Rampage next year.
Have you at least jumped it? Have you jumped it at all?
No, like just the skills course at Woodpecker.
Yeah.
And then you have that little jump there, jumping off the ramp and stuff. Nothing crazy.
But like
nothing
you got both wheels off the ground and
yeah.
At the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah.
I know it's a foreign concept.
Yeah,
that's cool. So you recommend it? Wait, have you loaded it with any bags or anything yet? On the rack?
No, not yet. We got some tail fin stuff coming to put on it, some adapters. We got that trip coming up, so definitely we'll be testing out pretty soon.
Nice.
Hopefully.
Nice. Super cool. Super cool. Looking forward to hearing more about it.
I found that when I'm on gravel, I just like to have the shock, the rear shock open. And you really don't feel it bobbing until you actually really if you're maybe going uphill and you're trying to go fast, then you can notice a little bit. But if you just hammering away just on a flat road, it's just enough to take the edge off. It's fantastic.
Nice.
Well, it's only 50 or 60 millimeters in the back, so it's going to be pretty firm.
Yeah, and you take it on Woodpecker, man. It's good. It's good. I think they took their time to make the bike kind of right. People really liked it. Everybody has seen it. They've liked, they kind of like it. And there was a guy on Saturday. I was coming back from a gravel ride and chases me down to the Iowa River Power. That bridge that goes over the river. And he's like, dude, I gotta see the bike. He's like he'd seen it on the World of Bikes, the picture that I took.
Yeah.
And he's an engineer at Iowa, but he's got some friends at Cannondale, bike designers, and they were like all nerding about it. They thought that what iteration that Trek had done was for the first go around was pretty good for them. But yeah, the kid was super stoked. Yeah, he looked at it. I even let him take it for a spin. But yeah, no, so not bad.
So you're the only one in Iowa City with one of these, or does Baker have one too?
No, the only other one in Iowa City is the demo, not a demo, but they have an SL5 that came in, but that I think it's available for sale if you want.
Yeah.
If you don't want all the bells and wheels, sort of electronic this and that, you can get it.
So Baker hasn't got one yet. He doesn't want one.
No, we can get it sent to you. We'll get it put in the box and sent to you, Jason.
I don't want one.
Yeah.
I don't want one.
I'll let you corner that market for the podcast. I don't think I need to delve into that area.
No, I like it.
So somebody mentioned something in the notes about the best. What's the hot bike tech you're looking for? And I was watching the Dresden bike expo, whatever it is, handmade or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The tie lug with the carbon fiber tubes. Oh,
wait,
man.
What? Tie lug with the carbon fiber tubes?
They 3D print titanium lugs and then they bond carbon tubes. And I forget the name of the bike company, but they make you a bike with these carbon tubes, and you ride a little bit, and maybe you don't like the way the bike rides, or maybe down the road your bike style is changing. Maybe you're more racier when you bought it, and now you're just kind of relaxing. They'll take the bike back, take the tubes out, put new tubes in that'll make the bike more compliant or less compliant, whatever you want.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
It's like your lifetime bike.
Yeah.
What's this called? Do you know what it's called?
Oh, I forget the name of it now. Shit.
Atherton bikes. Look at that. Hurry up. See if you can pull that up.
Throw the notes in. Throw it in the chat if you.
It's in the. Egan dropped it in there.
Oh, it did. Okay. Oh, okay. I see it. There we go.
Oh, he's sending my my hat. I'll bet.
Yeah. So the idea then. Wait. So let me wrap my head around this a little bit. So it has to be within the same. Like you're only allowed so much change. Like you can't take a racy road bike and turn it into like a slacked out hardtail or anything like that.
Oh no. Right? No, it's just going to be a different compliance of road bike. You get a racier road bike, or you can get like a more of an all road bike, or you could even tune it down to maybe a gravel bike, even depending on how. They're going to make you a custom frame. But,
I see. Okay.
Yeah, it just the carbon fiber and the titanium, and they're talking about how the carbon fiber is wound together. The technology of carbon fiber is just blowing up. It's going off.
Can you make Aria? Can you pull it to where your screen is featured instead of the three of us, because it's kind of small?
Oh, let me see here. I'm about to do some stuff in the back here. Give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves while I figure.
And then I guess ABS is coming.
Anti-lock brakes. Really?
Yeah.
So how would that work?
How would that work?
I don't know.
I've thought about it.
It's going to have to be electronic.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have to pulse the brake pads.
But my thing is with anti-lock brakes, so how is it I could understand maybe how it would work on road bikes where you have a consistent contact patch, the tires for the most part always on the road.
Oh yeah.
But for mountain bikes or even gravel bikes, when 40 to 60% of the time maybe your wheel's actually not on the ground, or it's unweighted. How would you ever do that?
Yeah.
And what would be the benefit?
Programming.
What's the benefit of doing that too?
Well, definitely a more controlled braking as you're you won't get a brake lock up in the front if you're in loose stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Especially for like a below average mountain biker like myself that might need all the help they can with brake modulation in corners. I'm like, if it help you keep that traction on that front wheel without, learning how to feather the brakes, I'm like that.
Yeah,
sounds cool.
I guess like what I'm thinking though is that like for anti-lock brake to work on a mountain bike, if we think about flight attendant is making changes. It's like, what is it, 7 times a second or something like that, or so 7 times a second, and that's just for suspension, which is like a much slower reaction I think needed when you're riding the bike. Braking out, you would need to have changes done, I feel like, at 50 times a second, because what you do with the brakes and when the caliper hits the disc and then what that affects on the wheel is like far much more than like what your weight changes do on the bike when it comes to flexing or engaging the suspension. I don't know if you guys would get what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if the technology is there to make it precise enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is what's on all the bikes in 10 years.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I
mean, we're gonna all be. I saw a lot of stuff about gearboxes and variable speed shifting and all that stuff. I don't know how I feel about it all, but
I had this story the other day, right, where Toyota and some of I think most brands now car manufacturers are doing this, and where this lady bought a Toyota RAV4, something like that, and she, 40 grand, she's happy, going, trying to connect her, Bluetooth, her head unit, and as she's driving down the road, it just keeps disconnecting. And she goes back to the dealership and she's like, hey, my Bluetooth is not working. And they tell her, you need a subscription.
Yeah.
For something that you've paid for, like for the vehicle. And there was something else. I think if she needed to use the heated and cooled seats in her car also, to get that package was $35 a month when you already paid for the car.
I would pay that. I love heated and cooled seats.
Dude, you are the problem, right? That's the problem right there.
Dude, if you're worried about that with the bike industry, like that is happening. SRAM is setting themselves up to become a subscription-based company.
Yes.
Like they are there. Like it's only a matter of time.
Right there, yeah. So that's a story I saw on Reddit the other day. Also, it's like
you have to buy a subscription to use your anti-lock brakes on your bike.
Well, they're thinking you remember how SRAM 4 weeks ago now they released that firmware update that significantly increased the speed of their Type T transmission. Derailleurs. And people are like, man, the bean counters, the SRAM must be kicking themselves because SRAM should have charged for that. I'm like, and so they think that the next advent on that is pay to shift,
How many shifts do you get a month? You get 200 shifts a month.
That is insane.
And this is where I like that riding company or was it Medrone? Had one where they're making cable actuated transmission type shifting derailleurs and such.
Absolutely. And I think if they did if SRAM or Shimano tried that, it's not going to work. I mean, I like electronic shifting, but I'm not about to pay for
there's another company out. Rotor is doing shifting now, electronic shifting. Camping Knowles coming out with their electronic shifting.
Yeah,
you'll pay Aria. You're going to pay for it. I promise you're going to pay for it. Because like what will happen if I'm SRAM? Like what I would do is I would try to shrink my production unit. So I would try to like maximize my efficiency in printing the same derailleur, same cassette, same everything. Make it not top end, but like pretty high end. And then I would charge customers for how they engage with that drivetrain. So you pay $15 a month, you're going to get shifts at every 1.2 seconds. If you pay $30 a month, you're going to shift at 0.7 seconds. And and then you're going to see things like become a SRAM member, and you'll get special inside offers to where when the new SRAM Red Plus comes out, you get first access to it at a discounted price, and then they'll do it again. Like that is what will happen.
I would not pay for that.
Neither will I.
Maybe not you, but the bike industry.
Somebody will.
The bike industry will pay for that because then you're gonna have bikes like you're gonna have like the Trek Damani AL5 and the Trek Damani AL7. They're gonna be the exact same bike, but one is gonna have a 6-month subscription to SRAM Plus. Yeah. That allows you to shift a little faster and get the newest firmware updates.
Yeah. Here's what my insight is on that. All those tech bros that can afford that stuff won't be able to do that because AI will already have taken their jobs. Those that are buying those $14,000 specialized, AI would already kick them out.
You fight the good fight.
Every dentist and pharmacist in Iowa City will have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, yeah.
All
so
the doctors.
I don't know. I like tech. I like technology, but I also draw a very hard line on, nickeling and diming. I have no problem self-hosting my data here and creating my own data center. And it's the same thing. I won't pay Google or Apple to have the iCloud.
Yeah, there's a difference between a greedy capitalist and an honorable, capitalist.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll reward people that totally designing stuff and charging, but if you're just trying to like nickel and dime me, sorry, Strava. Strava is
the bike industry nickels and dime. The bike industry doesn't nickel and dime. The bike industry it's 100 or stack of hundreds. Like what is the bike industry is not nickel and diming. They release a brand new bike every year with a claimed watt savings at 40K an hour or some sort of new little thing, and they charge another $8,000 for it compared to the
let's be honest model. They are growing the business. I mean, we could definitely do all this stuff on bikes that are 30 and 40 years old. We could do
I disagree with that totally.
Well, we can't do Red Bull Rampage, but I mean, we can do our road rides, we can do our gravel rides.
No.
I can ride my mountain bike up on the ridge on a hardtail, same as I ride right now. It's going to be a little tougher, but I mean,
that's the thing. I will say that there's been innovation. There's definitely been innovation in biking to the point where like there were flashpoints that made it better, like the dropper post, the advent of hydraulic brakes, like
not the dropper.
You're not there yet. But
the line is crossed.
But recently, like as is any industry, it's been a race to the bottom of how little can you do and how much can you charge for it year over year. Like how little can you innovate to make it interesting, and then how much can you charge for it each year? That's like how the bike industry works.
But on that, and they've made advancement on that note though. But look where the bike industry is.
It's the amount in turmoil.
Yeah, because of that stuff, and I think a lot of people that are responsible fiscally are just not going to go for that stuff.
I think you're right. I mean, maybe there will be a change, but like with that change, it means that you get like what you guys are talking about, which means that these staple players in the industry, both from a bike brand standpoint and from a component standpoint, Shimano, SRAM, Specialized, Trek, like they're going to have, some of these are going to have to die for these other little companies to pop up and create more competition. And that just hasn't happened in the bike industry in a long time.
Well, and I think they will do that to themselves if they shift to some of these greedy practices.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
because there is still like excellent manufacturers of derailleurs and rollers and what else.
100 years ago there were like 300 bike companies in the U.S. I think it was a lot.
Wow.
And it dwindled down. They all got sold off. Now, they're my guess is the industry is going to change to more quality. I mean, he's still going to make cheap bikes because Joe Schmo's kid's going to want a bike, and Joe Schmo's not going to want to pay $4,000 for his kid's bikes. He's going to buy him that crappy thing from whatever box store or on the internet.
Yeah, like why should I give my kid that bike when I need to pay for my AI girlfriend, robots?
And then there's people that are buying the, a top of the line titanium frame, which they're just going to swap parts on it for the next 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
So they're trying to keep interest in the business and in the sport, and they're trying to innovate, and they're trying to sell people bikes that, quite frankly, some people are just going to ride their bikes a couple of years and be like, "Oh, I don't think I like this." Then there's other people that are going to buy like 7 bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grant, there you go.
What? 7 bikes.
Yeah.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 bikes right now.
Lucky 7. Maria, what's your stable?
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. How many bikes you got? 4.
Grant, are those all yours, or are those all just yours?
Better yet, what kind of bike does your wife have? Did you get your wife a good bike, or did you like cheap out and get a crappy bike? I want to know drivetrain and everything.
Ooh, yeah, no, it's like it's a good bike. It's like an aluminum frame, carbon fork, aluminum wheels, mechanical disc brakes. I think Shimano Dior on there. I mean, she's not really into road biking. She doesn't like riding on the road. But we are gonna get some mountain bikes. That's next summer. And start riding with the girls, because I ride with Emmy all the time, but she wants to start riding with Ari, so we're gonna do that. Cool. But she has an awesome e-bike. She's got the Specialized Haul short tail, so it's like a cargo e-bike that Specialized makes. Yeah. She put like
kind of nice, actually.
Yeah, class 3 motor on it, like tons of torque. She can.
Is it the 28-mile-an-hour job?
Oh yeah, class 3.
Wow.
Yeah, it goes fast. Which I think a lot of people get scared away from class 3 because they're like, "Oh, I don't want to go 28 miles an hour." But what it makes it really nice is when you're you're riding in town, and you're at a traffic light, you can accelerate up to like 20 miles an hour so quickly to where you're not worried about traffic so much. Like you don't
want to go 28 until you're doing 20 and you're wanting to go faster.
Yeah,
that's right. I saw a guy. We had the Iowa Mountain Bike Festival on Sunday, and there was a dad there with his little boy. Maybe the kid was maybe 3, and it was a pretty cool setup. So he had the Mac ride, grabbing like that thing that you have in the front of your bike.
The kids ride shotgun. Yeah,
that thing. So you had the kid on there. He had an e-bike. You remember that cyclocross hill at the end of the trails? So he would hold the kid's little Strider bike in one hand. The kid jumps on. He'll get the kid up there, pick up the bike, and then he'll just pedal up the hill in one-handed, holding the little Strider bike. And then when got the top of the hill, and the kid gets on his bike, and they shred back down. And they kept on doing. I counted probably like 6 laps.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a use of an e-bike that I didn't even think about. That you can extend riding with your kids for so much longer than you actually would, let's face it, if you're a regular parent, you probably don't have a whole lot of time to train, and riding a kid up there with one hand, it's pretty nice. So that's another reason maybe e-bikes should be allowed in more trails, within reason, obviously, that allows a dad like that with his young kid to be able to, practice their mountain bike.
So Graham's got 7, and that's including the wife spikes, right?
Including 2 wife spikes.
Okay.
Whoa! Does she have a mountain bike too?
And she's got the road bike and the e-bike.
In the Specialized, yeah.
All right, Aria,
Nice.
what's your total?
I got 6 bikes.
Is that just you?
Yeah, just me. Yeah,
Okay. And Yvonne's got another 5 or 6, right?
I think she got like 8.
Yeah. She's got a problem.
Yeah, she's got a problem.
I think she's
You got
a
like
problem.
half a bike back there, Jason.
Yeah, that's a whole
Oh,
bunch.
yeah. What the hell's going on back
It's just-
there?
I stole I stole the wheels and the grips and stuff to do Italy. I used those in Italy
Nice.
because the wheels on the bike that I borrowed were pretty beat up. They were pretty.
So you're gonna replace the wheels for him?
No, I put them back together, and he sold the bike to the shop, and we're gonna. I just cleaned it all up and tuned it up nice, so now it's on the floor ready to be sold.
Oh, no way. You got to ride that bike and now sell it?
Well, it was Will's bike, my buddy. It was his bike. It was a demo first. He bought the demo. He bought it as a demo, and then he rode it for a season. So it's only like 3 years old, maybe. So, and he just rode it last year for a little bit.
What kind of business are you guys running up there at Flat Tire? Just like, hey, everyone know these are 4 times used bikes that you're buying from up there. No, I'm kidding.
It's a great deal.
Yeah, no, those are some of the best bikes to get, man. The bikes that mechanics and like people that work in a shop have owned and they're selling, it's going to be taken care of, and the people are reputable. Like it's hard to buy a used bike, and that's a good way to do it.
It does need a rear wheel, but we're just going to be like, it's fine. It needs a rear wheel. We're not going to put the wheel on it to sell it. We're going to sell it at whatever price, because they're going to haggle with you, and they're going to get it for the cheapest they can get it. And then we're just going to say, look, it needs a wheel too. So
yeah, that's
interesting.
Nice. An option of a used bike, from your local shop, because that they have looked over it, and and they'll let you know what. And if something goes wrong, you just go back to them, and so that's kind of nice.
Yeah, shout out to our sponsor and owner of our sponsor, World of Bikes. I think Baker's got some bikes for sale right now on Facebook Marketplace. So if you're a tall guy or girl out there looking for some cool bikes, Ryan Baker's got some on Marketplace. I think like an old Trek. Like he's selling a couple things.
Yeah.
And then
for that checkout, he's trying to make room for that.
Yeah. He had all kinds of stuff down in that warehouse. I was moving stuff around. I'm like, Baker, what do you? And he's like, I got more at home. I'm like, oh.
Well, Jason, you and Becca, do you ride the same size bike?
He rides an extra large. I can ride an extra large. Sometimes I don't like an extra. Like that Rocky Mountain was an extra large, but it was a little bit too big for me in the woods. But I've ridden some of those fat bikes that I used were extra larges. The Bear Grease and the Muckluck. I would, whatever bike was in the shop that was available, I would grab, and it was either a large or an extra large.
Yeah.
And I could I'm at that height where I can kind of go either way.
How tall are you?
6'2".
Dang. Jeez.
First thing in the morning.
You don't look 6'2" on camera. I'm just letting you know.
I'm not 62.
Yeah.
Jason's pretty tall. And how tall is Lindsay?
4'12".
4'12" on a good day.
5 feet tall.
That's funny.
Yeah, she's a short shit.
Rhea, I got a question for you, a tech question. Since you're you're the only one that can. Well, I'm actually a really good videographer. You just never let me give you any footage. So,
Mid-South footage is pretty good, and I told you did pretty good. We'll do it again.
Yeah, we'll do it again. Anyways, so for filming footage, I watched GP Llama's review on the new Oakley Meta glasses.
Yeah.
I think I want a pair, dude. They look cool.
Dude, okay, the concept is fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah. I just have a problem with Facebook.
Oh, so you don't like the fact that, well, all right. So let me set the stage a little bit. So Oakley, so Meta, I think most people are familiar with like the Ray-Ban Meta glasses.
Yeah.
And I think they have some where they've got the little camera on the side and it's like nice and hidden. Yeah. So I don't know if you can pull it up or not, Aria, but Oakley has these new like sport running and cycling specific glasses with a camera like right in the middle. And then they also have it's like jawbone conducting headphones and ability to film, and then also talk to people or listen to music and things like that. God, that looks stupid. See, that looks so stupid.
That's why you don't look where you were.
That's not a good start. It's a bad start.
He's a total bro right here.
Well, they need helmets on. That's the problem. There it is. Okay, so imagine that, but with the helmet.
Like maybe the gold look good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. First off, I see sunglasses and I see $500 for these things, and I think, all right, these are going to get scratched and broken almost immediately. So that's $500 of scratched, broken stuff.
You can replace the lenses. I'm sure you can replace the lenses.
Here's my thing. Why did they choose these models? If they're trying to sell it, I don't know. These people look out of place. It's probably all AI generated.
I'm not looking at the models.
Yeah, I'm not either. That's not what I'm focused on. I think it's pretty cool. Like, so I saw some of the footage. I don't know if you've looked at the footage. Like, the quality of the video is really cool.
No, it's fantastic.
And because I struggle, I'd like to film more of my rides and like capture some fun things. Like, there's some cool stuff. But like on a trail, like A, I don't want to put a GoPro on my mountain bike, and B, I can't hold my cell phone out and do that. So I think it would be really cool to be able to get some trail footage, because it has like image stabilization and records in 3K. Like, so it's pretty sick.
The battery life isn't huge. I mean, I think you could get 6 hours out of it, but it all depends on if you're.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on if you're listening to music while you're doing this.
Right.
A bunch of other stuff.
But like if I mean, for me,
at least, let's look at tech specs. So let's get into the nitty gritty of what it can do.
Yeah.
I can tell you. I'll tell you what it does. I watched the video. All right. Yeah. So you can take video, you can take calls, and then you have access to Meta AI. So like you can basically have, an AI bot in your ear, kind of like Siri. But it films in slow-mo, just regular films. It takes pictures, films in a hyperlapse, which is like, super fast over time. And then it links with Garmin and Strava, which is kind of cool. So like it'll take Strava, and if you put it on like somehow or another, I'm not sure exactly how the technology works, but if you're recording a ride with your Garmin, it will take snapshots, pictures, and videos during your ride. And then if you upload that to Garmin, or when you upload it to Strava, it'll actually put those pictures on there and kind of tell the narrative of your ride a little bit. So which I think is kind of cool. Like if you want to document things. And then I think the other piece too is the safety aspect of it. I think if you could, be able to record when you're in a dangerous situation or on a dangerous highway and you have that stored, it could be a good safety piece.
For me, that would be the only reason.
Maria, I'm surprised to hear that from you. You're a filming guy.
Okay, so there's two things about like a face-mounted camera, helmet, like up here or chin or glasses. You have to be like super aware not to be looking all over the place.
Yeah.
Because the content is going to be, that's why most mountain bikers prefer a static camera, because, you look left, you look right, then you get home, you're like, I can't even, like, it's stabilized.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's just too much, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then again, your head is the most stable part of your body. So the footage would be good, but it's just you have to remember, like, all right, I'm going down this downhill, just look straight so that you have content. But it's a great technology.
So it's only got what, 32 megabytes?
32 gigabytes?
32 megabytes of memory.
It has to have more than that. I think you can put it. You might be able to put let's see, 32 flash storage. Oh, no memory, no external storage.
It's in the case. So as soon as so the case is like a charging case, and then it also connects to Wi-Fi. So I think everything's stored in the cloud. You can manually push it to your phone if you're out in the field, I guess you could say.
So I guess is 32, whatever it is, enough to do a 6-hour ride?
Yeah, for sure. And you're gonna be probably not recording the whole time. So
exactly.
It's good. And also it's not super high res. If you look down here, it's not super high res.
It's 3K.
I'm sure but 3K by the time you upload it, it gets compressed.
And what's the sound? What's the sound like? I heard it wasn't very. There's no bass.
Yeah. I don't think there's much
hard,
bass.
to
that's
do
hard to do with the jaw conduction and bone conduction. That's just hard to do.
Otherwise it's gonna end up being like super bulky if on the earpiece, and then
that's a good point.
Winnie is like, no, I'm not wearing that. But it's a cool concept. I just don't know that I like to let Matter see everything I'm doing.
Sure.
My bike ride.
Give it a couple of years. Once they reiterate this thing a couple of times, it'll get a lot better.
Now, if Garmin releases something like this that is just in the ecosystem, I would definitely be up for it.
Garmin's would look like a Game Boy on your head. Like they wouldn't know what they're doing. You'd be looking like Quentin from Sandlot sunglasses, like just giant things. They're gonna come out with the Aero helmet with the visor that comes down. So
it comes down. That's it right there. You know what Garmin needs to really do. I don't know why nobody's talking about this. They need to freaking revamp their freaking app.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Looks like crap when you compare to Koros and Sunto. I'm like, why are we still looking at 1998 data fields here?
Yeah. Well, it's because Garmin doesn't really care about the fitness industry that much. It's like a marketing play for them. Their industry is fishing and aviation and things like that. Like
boating and aviation,
and they probably have government contracts left and right. Like Garmin Fitness is like Shimano cycling too. Shimano doesn't care about cycling. It's just like a good way to market their brand.
Yeah, Shimano makes all their money on their fishing reels.
Exactly. Like they don't care about us. But Garmin's app sucks.
And have you guys seen? Does anybody else find it a little bit cringy when Garmin make the fun of themselves with the training readiness? How you come back from a super productive ride, like you did 60 miles with your boys and girls, and you get home, it's like unproductive or something the next morning, right? And they'll make reels or shorts on their Instagram about making fun of themselves about how you did a big ride yesterday or ran a marathon, and then you wake up in the morning, it's like unproductive. And they keep making, because that was a running joke among us athletes. But now they're like, oh, screw it, we're embracing this. Instead of cleaning up the algorithm, we're just gonna go with the flow.
All right, so back to the Meta glasses real quick. When I saw this, I was like, okay, first thing I think of is glasses with like a heads-up display that I'm going to be able to see my power in there. Maybe see a rear view camera that I can, look at, and I can have all that data there, because they're saying it's, it's going to help you train. It's AI going to help you train. And how is it helping you train other than we're just taking videos of you ride and we're going to?
No, I think you can overlay that information.
No, you can't.
No?
In post. Right. In post, you can do
in the post, not in the not on the glasses.
During the ride.
Yeah,
there's no heads-up display, and that was like one of the things that GP Llama DC Rainmaker talked about, was that that he really likes the fact that there isn't a heads-up display, because other glasses that they've tried, like, it's blurry, it doesn't really work. Like, the technology is just not there yet, I think.
Yeah, because that's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, I just think but I do think, actually, going back to what you said about being able to overlay all the like power data and metrics, that's one thing that I think is cool that you can do there, is just by toggling it. If you wanted to say you're doing race footage and you want to record your sprint and see, like, okay, that would be super cool to be able to know exactly what that power looks like and have the footage at that point. I think that'd be pretty sweet. Yeah. Like Aria, like 500 watts. I don't know if you've seen that before, but man, it would be cool. It'd be cool to see you do that.
I sent you my power file, man. You saw it. I hit it after you were trying to, to poke fun at it. So you can't see my power after that.
Your AI power file.
Yeah.
So is it safe to say, Aria, you're not going to get the glasses, but you're still on the hook for those that dashboard
flight deck.
I'll get that thing. I want
to see that on the checkout.
No, you don't want to check. I'll probably go on the checkpoint for sure.
On the checkpoint,
dude, I wouldn't put it on anything that I would be remotely worried about crashing.
Crash?
Yeah. Yeah,
you crash and you're freaking.
Does it come with a screen protector? Like, can I put a screen?
Oh, you probably be able to get one on AliExpress or something. $2,000.
$2,000.
That you can't tell me, Graham, you don't want that on your freaking OBED.
No, I don't want it on the OBED. I would love it on the Tributary, my e-bike. Yeah, that would be sick.
Somewhere there's a try guy that's going, how can I get aero bars on that so I can sweat all over this?
Dude, yeah. They need those attachments down below to get those under the bar. Aero bar. Yeah, I guess.
Honestly, with a screen like that and everything that it's like showing there, all I would want is like some key metrics on the left and like the navigation, and then I'd want Netflix on the other side, so I could just watch a show.
What are you watching? Like Game of Thrones?
No, dude, I'm watching. I'm watching that Ed Gein.
You're gonna be the reason cyclists are required to have driving licenses after that if you crash.
Well, hopefully at that point, like, there's lane control assistance on my bike, and so there'll be a gyroscope on my bike that keeps me within like a certain area. But
man, it's pretty sweet though. It's pretty sweet. Definitely when it comes out,
it's out, dude. You got to pre-order, man. There's like subscription levels. That's what that whole owner is all about, subscriptions.
Golly. That's cool though. That is really cool.
I think.
But yes, like you said, Graham, you crash, there goes $2,000.
They're actually a little behind here because I think all the handlebars are going to go like way more aero next year than the year after. They're going to have the hoods angled in more and the drops all flared out and
integrated headlight. Look at that. I don't know how
are you guys talking about crazy handlebars? Did you guys see the guy that got disqualified from the Tour of Holland? Did you see his bike?
No.
Yeah. He had those little ones. They were like,
his bars were like maybe 20 centimeters wide or something like that. And then his seat post was leaned like it was like a notched seat post. It was like the craziest thing ever. And he got, I think, kicked out of the race.
He was crushing too, though. What? He was ripping.
Look it up. Crazy. Like
that was that. Remember what was his name? Boardman. Boardman. That did the 1 hour. How far you could go in an hour on a track?
Yeah, it's the hour record. Yeah, world hour.
Yeah, and he crushed it, but he had this crazy where he had his arms way out to steer, and all he was doing was going in a circle on a track.
Dude,
wait,
it looks
wait, dude. Look at this thing.
Ridiculous.
He tried to break away and got caught, but like, look at his seat post.
Yeah, it was all forward because he was so far forward. He had like a triangle set up.
He had
arrow,
the longest dong stem there ever was.
That's a long dong stem. It's like freaking 2 feet long.
Yeah. I love it, man.
A man ahead of his time, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they should. This is here's the shot where he gets away. The one that Graham was talking about. Let me pull that up. He attacked him, man, and he was making some ground. Look at that.
Look at that. Look at
like legit.
It probably had 150 cranks on too. It looks like
probably.
I honestly think cyclists, we get a bad rap for the stuff that we do, but I think it's just naturally like any hobby that you do. Most people in their niches, whatever you do, they get down some weird rabbit holes, and that's just how it is.
Bro, we get a bad rap because we wear bright colors in lycra and are overweight.
Yeah,
like that's where it starts.
Yeah, for sure. It's insane.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shall we shut it down?
Yeah, we worked overtime last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We like an hour and 40 minutes last week or something.
Yeah, we owe some time back to the gods.
Yeah, guys, thank you very much for tuning in.
Yeah, shout out our sponsors, Reeland Nutrition and Olive. The discount code in Olive is down there at the bottom. Gravel 10. It's really good stuff. I mean, I know a lot of people don't think about olive oil, but like it tastes so good and it's really good for you. Just check it out. And then Reeland Nutrition for your recovery after rides. They got some tasty flavors. And then if you're ever in the what town is Flat Tire Bikes in?
Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
If you're ever in the Greensburg, Pennsylvania area, or if you're ever in the Iowa City area, go check out Flat Tire Bikes and World of Bikes. World of Bikes right there. Good places. But yeah, thanks y'all. Always remember, if you got questions, feel free to DM us on our Instagram or drop comments in here. We always like to have topics to talk about. Want to hear what you guys are interested in. So appreciate everybody for tuning in, listening to our banter.
I'm pretty sure both bike shops have a beer fridge.
That is a good thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure after 5 o'clock, word on the street at World of Bikes is beers can be cracked. So stop in.
And Flat Tire Co as well. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Sometimes it starts a little earlier in Flat Tire.
Love it.
You mountain bikers, you go crazy with this stuff. Thanks, guys. All right. We out.
See you, buddy.
See ya.